Going to be a look at June 2025 for you and what it has in store. Let's go ahead and jump straight in. Any information that you may be looking for will be listed in the description. So just check there if you do want to get a personal reading or follow me on any of my other social medias. And make sure you do subscribe so that you never miss a beat whenever I upload here on the channel. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to start off with some oracle cards and then we'll go into like an 8-card spread. Okay, so the first card we have is success and growth, which is beautiful. So going into just the overarching energy for June, Cancers, I think that there is a huge focus on how you can grow and evolve beyond spaces that you've outgrown and comfort zones as a whole. There's certain things that are being brought to your attention that you need to grow beyond. This could be narratives that, you know, you should stay at a certain job or in a certain career path, even though you could feel led to something that could even make you more money. Or for some of you, you've been going into the space of just self-sacrifice, where it's like, okay, I know I care about these things, but I know I can't manage these things or keep these things in my life if I don't become the version of me that's able to hold on to it. So there could be a connection where it's like, I'm really interested in this person, but because my path in my career or me wanting to be successful or me wanting to do certain things is requiring so much more of me, I think that you could be like picking and choosing what gets your time. But sex. I got success and growth being here, which talks about like ultimately you guys seeing signs of progress, especially if you have been extremely consistent in showing up. Okay. I also have the helpless and hopeless card, and I also have seek the truth. So I think that success comes into play after feeling really let down by circumstances that really didn't have anything to do with you per se, but you could have felt very helpless to the fact. I'm sorry, I just kicked you guys. You could feel very helpless to the fact. So this could be, you know, experiencing issues within your job or your career, and because of that, this may have made you feel like, okay, I'm out of a job or I'm out of opportunity. But then success follows after that, and it becomes this thing of, oh, well, I wasn't really helpless or hopeless. I was just in a transition phase. I think that also, too, with you growing, there's certain people that may feel abandoned by you living in your truth and doing what's best for you. There could be somebody where it's like they're looking at you evolving and you doing your thing, and they're like, well, why didn't you bring me on that path? Or why did you distance yourself from me? And they could be making you feel bad about the fact that you are kind of focusing on yourself, mainly because they're not focusing on themselves. And that could be, you know, a big problem as to why things didn't really align when you guys were dating in the first place. There also may be certain truths that are revealed about someone around you where it's like, when they feel like they can extract certain things from you, now they're showing you a version of you where it's more mean-spirited or more nasty or not as supportive as they used to project themselves to be previously. Whereas like, oh, I want you to do X, Y, and Z. I want you to succeed. I want you to do that. And then now, since you're doing that, now they're kind of giving you their behind the kiss. Let's keep going. What's the energy coming up for my Cancers just in general? Okay, I got the Ace of Pentacles. It keeps talking about career-related stuff. For my Cancers who are really focused on, like, evolving in your career and getting a new job or a new stream of income, really good sign in the month of June for you that that will happen. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is like a new job, a new stream of income that's formed. And your spiritual team could also be planting a new business idea in your lap. Also with the Ace of Pentacles, this is kind of questioning the stability of things that already exist in your life. How stable is this relationship? How stable is this friendship? How stable are my, you know, finances for me to pay X, Y, and Z? Now going into your love life, I have the Seven of Swords. So with your love life, you could be, for my singles, avoiding dating certain individuals or taking them seriously, especially if they have given you signs in trying to connect with them that they are dishonest or not trustworthy or not even telling the full truth about certain things. Or just even emotionally avoidant, where they don't really disclose what's going on in their mind or what they're feeling, and you're kind of left having to overly read into messages or read into their communication to get an understanding of how they feel. For others of my Cancers, you could be, just like I said, very intentional about how you're spending your time in the month of June. If you do have someone who's trying to court you that has lied to you or has cheated, I think you will walk on eggshells with this person and watch and observe them closely to see if they have genuinely changed. And I'll let you know if they have. Trust me, if they're up to no good, anybody that you're dealing with is up to no good, it's going to be so obvious, because they'll leave trails of what they're doing behind, or they'll show their true colors over time. With the Seven of Swords as well, you could have somebody who's constantly questioning you more so about whether or not you're honest and trying to catch you in things. They could be projecting, cheating that they've experienced in their past onto you, and in wanting you to like overly prove that you're not the same. And this could be causing a wedge in the relationship, even though there is no cheating. Now, with career and finance, I have the Knight of Cups. So you could be in a space to where you're really tired of certain people that you work with in terms of their emotional switch ups. One second you have a boss that's really encouraging, that's really kind and giving you all this, praise for what you're doing. And then the next day they're wishy-washy. They're coming at you in your performance. They always have something to say. This could even be, if not like a higher up, this could be people that you work with where they just seem emotionally all over the place, like erratic, and you're having to be very watchful of what you say and how you move so that you don't get affected by this. Also with the Knight of Cups is this talk about like applying yourself. During this month, what you need to be careful of is making moves around your finances or your career based off of how you feel. Focus on what makes logical sense, because once the second your feelings come into play when it comes to business, then things are scattered. Okay, and I keep seeing a confirmation that there's some sort of opportunity some of my Cancers are going to receive when it comes to getting a new job. Now going into the advice, I have the Fool card that flipped out. So the advice for June Cancers is to start fresh. See this as a clean slate month. This isn't April. This isn't May. This isn't January. It isn't any of those previous months. This isn't even 2024. So with you having that understanding that every day starts a new phase, a new opportunity for us to try again, and we have as many opportunities to try again as we have days that we're alive. And with the Fool card, just wiping your clean, or not wiping your clean, looking at things from a clean slate perspective. So if you're trying to date, you can't go into dating with this, well, I don't want to waste my time because I went through X, Y, and Z in my past and I don't want to repeat that. That perspective is a waste of time, more than wasting your actual time. Because when you're going into dating with this perspective of what I've already been through, you're not giving the next person that you date a fair chance to show you who they are, and you're already prejudging your opportunities in the future based off of your past, as if you don't grow from your own perspectives. Unless we aren't growing from our perspectives, then we can just kind of assume certain things are going to be the same in the future. But if we're actively growing from things and we're actively making wiser decisions, our past is just a testament of what we won't deal with anymore in terms of, things that we allow in our space, or better boundaries we put into place, or a better understanding that we get of ourselves, and, the type of partner that we need. That's what your past offers, not a statement of I don't want to waste my time. Because whenever that statement comes into play, know that you're still dating from a place of your past, not living in the present. And same thing in terms of like your career now. If there's things that you're trying to do, using your past disappointments in your career as a testament of disappointment in the future is already robbing yourself of any opportunity before it even gets started. So we have to wipe the slate clean. Now, the possible challenge my Cancers may run into, I do have the Page of Swords and the Eight of Wands. They flipped out together. So the challenge may be short talk. There could be someone who you're connecting with romantically where the communication is just very short. There also may be a problem with someone being long distance and the communication is pretty poor, where you guys don't speak every single day. And you could have questions about whether or not they're going to still travel to come see you, or if they're going to like go out of their way to move this connection along. Okay, for others of you, this person could be wondering that from you, and you could have questions like, okay, well, what am I going to do with this connection? It's long distance. We don't really communicate that often. I don't really know what's going on. I need understanding. For others of you, the challenge may be you and someone who have been at odds. You guys could be doing the short talk or keeping things short and sweet because you guys haven't really gotten to the place of resolving the issue all the way, or there could still be a level of like resentment in like an argument or how something may have played out between you two. So the challenge is moving on from the stage of small talk while trying to get the relationship back on track. Another challenge could be someone who loves to gossip. Be careful of just telling your business to people, like certain friends or certain family members, or even like certain co-workers. Everybody doesn't need to have sensitive information that could be used against you in certain situations. Now, what to be aware of in the month of June, Cancers, I have the Two of Cups. So if you haven't already met this person, you will soon. With the Two of Cups, you are going to meet somebody who is definitely up your alley emotionally and your counterpart. It's just going to require you and this person to tap into a whole new level of vulnerability that both of you guys haven't experienced. And that's going to come with a lot of kicking and screaming initially. And what I mean by that is you guys are both going to be coming in contact with older versions of self that's connected to your past. You guys are going to be coming in contact with defense mechanisms and the fear of vulnerability, the fear of, communicating clearly and what that may lead to, all of that. And once you guys get past the stage of both of you guys struggling with these things, that's where the genuine connection can kind of open up. And some of you guys, you've already had this person in your life, and that has been the reason why you guys have been having issues with connection. Is because you guys have been fighting each other's past issues. There's too much of a focus on, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to be disappointed. That the disappointment starts off first. And then when you realize that, oh wait, this relationship isn't disappointing, it's just I'm projecting the disappointment onto it, expecting to be disappointed, so therefore I'm getting disappointment. And then I think this awareness gives you guys a chance to genuinely connect with someone, not from like a half-assed, I'm scared to be vulnerable place. Now, what to avoid in the month of June? I have the King of Pentacles. So what to avoid is overspending. This is overly trusting without it being earned. So trust is an earned thing. We know this to be true because when it comes to like friendships or when it comes to business that we do with people, people build a rapport with you and then eventually they get access to certain levels of trust over time. The problem is when we have a skewed version of, let's say, love. We can maybe give trust too easily to the wrong people and give no trust at all to the right people. And we have to redefine that in our head, who gets the trust and who doesn't. And with the King of Pentacles here too, this also talks about be aware of how you're spending your time and you're spending your energy, what you're pouring your energy and your time into. Okay, is it nurturing to you in a good way, or is it tearing you down in a negative way? Now, outcome for the month of June, Cancers, we have the High Priestess. So the outcome for this time frame, you could walk away from the month of June with a whole new level of intuition, understanding, wisdom, And also, you could be working on things in secret, like intentionally keeping your plans to yourself so that other people can't affect those plans or do anything about your plans. The High Priestess also talks about maybe being able to see through certain individuals as well. Okay, this could be a Pisces specifically, doesn't have to be, but there's certain individuals where it's like, I see through you. I see that you're pretending that you really, genuinely support me when you really just only want to support me for your own interests, whether that's like a business colleague or something like that. Or, oh, I see you because you think that, I'm not going to catch on to X, Y, and Z. I can actually see what's going on. So I think your intuition is going to be screaming at you loudly um, about business endeavors you take on, people that are in your life, stuff like that. But this is what I see. I hope this was helpful and to give you insight for the month of June. If you enjoyed, definitely thumbs up the video and subscribe. And I will leave my information below for you guys if you do want to get a personal reading. Bye, Cancers.